up? I'm Ayla.
Hi, I'm Beth Ann.
And this is Let's Talk BL, a Boys Love podcast.
Welcome back to the podcast. It's Sunday, Series Sunday, the day of the week where we talk all about one series or short film or...
This was a series. This was a short series. It was a limited series.
I saw a couple of different things on Twitter when I was trying to find the information about it. Some people called it a short film. Some people called it a story. It's two
episodes, so it's not a short film,
Yeah.
right? Because a short film would be like one long. So it's a limited series. That's what we would call it, right?
Yeah.
If like on HBO there was like a three-part something, right? You'd call it a limited series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about You and My Stars. I found this company a while ago on YouTube and had watched a previous little series that they did, like a longer series, and was like, oh, this is really good production. This is really cute. And then I saw people talking on Twitter about this one, and it like the information kind of came across. So when we were like, there's nothing ending, there's nothing that recently ended, so what can we talk about? And I was like, I have an idea.
Honestly, it's so cute. And at first we were like, well, it's not a full-length series, but if you remember, if you rewind all the way back to, was that season 2 of the podcast? I think it was season 2 that Summer Days happened. Or was it still season 1?
I think it was 1.
Maybe Summer Days was season 1. We literally have done a series Sunday. We called it Short Film Sunday on a 3-minute short film. So, you know, I was like, this all together is like 25 minutes.
Yeah,
Therefore, it's eligible.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. It has 2 30-minute parts.
Yes.
It's done by a company called Mind Trio. Shout out Mind Trio.
This was very well done. We'll get into that once we get into the series Sunday part of this episode.
I'm so excited. It stars as Win Poom. Time played by BM. I wonder if they're if their mom was a card fan. And Hunter is played by Photo. So cute.
These sweet little angel babies are so cute.
They're so precious.
Okay, synopsis.
Yes.
Time and Hunter ask their friend Win if he has a crush on anyone. However, things got complicated when the stars linked to each other, and there were 3 of them. This is so cute. This synopsis is so cute. This limited series is so cute. These episodes are so cute. Every single one of these sweet, precious little angel babies are so cute. Very good actors, too. Like, I think that's what struck me the most about these boys is I was like, these are high caliber actors. Like, it doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like they've never done this before. Oh, and it's not slapsticky, but it's really sweet. Like, these boys act so well. And one of my favorite things about this is they used actual high school age kids to play high schoolers.
Yeah.
Like, one of my pet peeves, and it's my pet peeve with like Western stuff too, is when you have like a 45-year-old that I'm expected to believe is 16.
Right.
Now I get it. Teenagers of this era, right? Like the Zoomers, Zoomers and Gen X, Alpha. What are they? Alpha, the Alphas.
Who knows?
Whatever these new little like Sephora tweens are called. I forget what they're called. They look older. In fact, it's a big conversation about like these kids are wrecking their skin by like slathering on retinol at the age of 12, but whatever. However, I have seen real 16-year-olds. I, in my job, have had interns, and I've had a couple of high school baby interns.
Right.
Typically, I get college interns, but I have had a few, like, baby high school interns. Listen, there are some BL boys that they just need to pack away that high school uniform, and nobody should ever give it back to them again.
Unless you're Singto and Fluke. I feel like Singto and Fluke are going to be playing high schoolers until the end of time.
I disagree. Also, neither of them have been high schoolers in a while.
Yeah, that Shadow show was a high school, and it like just ended.
But like their main roles, was that a Singto show?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's on Gaga Ooh La La. Yeah, they play high school like boarding school boys. Yeah, they were in high
even
school.
them like I look at Fluke and I look at Singto and I'm like, yeah, those aren't high schoolers.
I think because like Fluke will forever be typecast as like a boy, like a young boy.
But like, yeah, no, even them pack away the high school uniform. They don't look like high schoolers. Like just because a boy is short doesn't mean
I
he
think
looks
that's
like
what
a
it
high schooler,
is.
right?
Yeah.
Like, it's one of my pet peeves. And it's the same thing in Western media where they have like literally like 38-year-old women.
I mean, like, yeah,
that I'm
all
expected to believe are like celebrating their sweet 16. Like
all the teen shows of my high school days, they were all like in their early 20s. Like, very rarely.
the girl that plays Bonnie in Vampire Diaries, first of all, plays a teenager in everything. She's been in a ton of shows. She's literally like in Vampire Diaries. I'm pretty sure she was in her 30s.
That's amazing. I mean,
Like,
shout out to some good like
skincare.
jeans.
Yeah, good jeans, good skincare.
Yeah.
Getting those facials every month on a schedule.
I
yeah.
feel like it's like more jeans for some of these actors than it is like skincare and age.
But to me, she looks like a grown up. Like none
Yeah.
of these people. And so, anyways, this is a very long like rant about. I appreciate like one of these boys is literally 15 years old.
Yeah.
He's 15, and I'm expected to believe he's 15, and he acts like a 15-year-old in the show, but he is a very good actor.
Because they have a great source material. The script wasn't too mature. The script wasn't too forced. Like, this felt like natural conversation that any of these high school boys would have.
Oh, yeah. This was so high school. It was so cute.
It was so
like,
cute.
And I was saying when I was watching, so the main plot of this show is like, two of these boys are doing a school project together.
Yes.
And so it's Time and Win are doing a school project together. And Win likes Time. And Win has liked Time since the first time he saw
2 years,
him.
yeah.
2 years. Song B. And so Time is doing this school project about like folding stars, shows your devotion to be in love with someone. And like, it's just so high school. Like, I remember, so I lived in Korea when I was a kid, when I was like a tween and a young teen.
Yeah.
And the whole folding stars thing was a thing. And like but there's special paper for it. Like, if you don't know, like you can literally go to like the stationery store and buy like star folding paper. And you like, you fold the stars and you put them in these jars. And it's like, it really is like a real high school thing. Like, this is not just for TV shows. And it was just, God, it was so sweet. And the way that they act with each other of like, I'm not going to tell you who my crush. So Hunter, we meet Hunter in the beginning. Hunter is the friend.
That's one of my favorite conversations when we first meet Hunter and Time as characters. They're running into each other on campus. And that initial scene, because there's a monologue to start the show, and then when they first meet and interact, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be so good. Like, it just felt so real,
and it's so sweet. And at first you're like, you're like, does Time like Hunter?
Yeah.
Because Hunter goes and drinks the pink milk. Also,
Yeah.
I love that they're drinking pink milk. It's just so age appropriate. Everything about this show is just, it's so wholesome and it's so sweet. And it's just like,
it's a breath of fresh air.
God.
That's why I will go down rabbit holes of these like little short film. Gaga Ooh La La has a lot of short films, and just these like YouTube shorts a lot of times. Korea has a lot of web series that are really short. And this, especially right now in BL world, there's a lot of drama and a lot of trauma happening.
Oh my God.
And so nice
it's
to like
so
take a reprieve.
And so sweet. And like Hunter is such a good little friend where like, so here's the deal. Okay. So Win likes Time, but Time likes Hunter.
Yes.
And
obviously.
So like Win brings the pink milk to Time and they're talking whatever. And then Time like does this thing about like, I folded these 999 stars for you. Like, will you be my boyfriend? And Win is like, oh my gosh. And then Time is like, do you think it's okay if I say something like this to Hunter? Do you think he'll like it? And sweet Time, his little face falls. Oh my God. And it's so sweet. And your heart breaks for him a little bit. But also the nice thing is like, it's not serious because they're like high school boys. Yeah. So it's like, this isn't like there forever. No one's dying. No one has a medical condition. No one dies, actually dies. Spoiler, I won't tell you the show. Like, there's no, like, nobody is, like, there's no villain here, which is so sweet, where it's like your heart just kind of, it doesn't so much break as it, like, melts for him. You're like, oh, sweet boy, like, you will get over this. Like, you will be okay.
He handles it. Actually, every one of these characters handles it so well, because when you find out that Time likes Hunter, but Wynn and Hunter are besties since childhood. And then Wynn is like, I will take a step back. I will let Time have his boy. And Hunter's like, no, I will not come in between our friendship.
Well, that's not exactly what happens because they don't have that conversation.
Well, they do
at all.
Hunter and Wynn eventually have the conversation where he's like, I will step out of the way. Like, I understand, because he's like, it's okay that you hit me. Like,
but that's after. I was gonna say, like, they don't have that beforehand. Like,
no,
it's way sweeter.
Because nobody knows who likes who until it just like naturally unravels.
I was gonna say it's way sweeter the way that they actually do it versus how you explained it, because the way that they actually do it in the show is so sweet, where he's like, all this time, like, Wynn has been like, I have a secret crush on someone, and Hunter's been like, oh, who do you like? And he's like, I'm not gonna say all this stuff. And then Wynn goes and tells Hunter, like, because Time is like, hey, can you bring these stars to Hunter and tell him for me? It's just so high school about like, tell him I like him and see what he says, right? Like, so high school. Like, I did this in high school. Where it's like, what did he say? Where you tell your friend to tell his friend, you tell your friend and your friend tells his friend and then his friend tells him, and it's this like chain of events. Oh my god, it's so high school. It's so cute. And so he brings it, and Hunter's like, oh yeah, I think I do like him. Like, yeah, I'll go out with Time. And at first, Wynn is like, yeah, you should. Like, he's a really good guy. Like, be nice to him. Like, if you're gonna date him, just like don't be a Casanova. Like, date him. And then they're having this conversation on the pier, and Wynn and Hunter are.
Yeah.
And Wynn is like really going through it. He's like, you need to fix your ways. Time really likes you. He's like, this is serious for him. He really likes you, and I need you to show, like, I don't want him to get hurt. Like, and he's really just kind of lecturing Hunter, and Hunter realizes it. That's why it's cuter than like the way you explain it, where like they have a conversation, because what's cute about it is they didn't have a conversation beforehand about it. It's that Hunter just figures it out. He realizes,
he's like, you're my best friend. I get it. I know now.
Like, he realizes in the way that Wynn is talking, he's like, oh, he likes him.
This is the boy.
And so he sees, so Time walks up behind them.
I love this.
And Wynn doesn't see him. And Hunter's like, I don't like Time. Like, tell him I don't want to be with him. And you can tell Wynn is like kind of confused. And then he like, and Hunter's like yelling, and he like yells at Time. He's like, mi fan Lao. He's like, I have a boyfriend already. But like the way the subtitle says is like, I'm not single. But that's not what he said. He said, I already have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
He says, mi fan Lao. And Wynn hits him, and then it's later they have a conversation, and Hunter is like, it's okay that you hit me, like, I did that because I knew that you liked him, and like, you know. And it's really cute because this whole chain of events leads up to finally Hunter convinces Wynn to fold the stars for Time, even though Time has said, like, I like a boy, because, you know, he did that thing where he's like, you know, what kind of person do you like? And he's like, I like a boy that studies hard, that's good at sports, that can play music. Time can do none of these things.
He's like, oh God.
He's like, I can't do any of these things.
But it's sweet because then he ends with, I like a sincere person who is there for me.
But nobody,
so
but like he doesn't focus on that.
No,
and so
of course not.
It's not until the end that Hunter is like, why don't you fold the stars? Like, it'll show him that like you're sincere. And so Wynn is like, yeah, I'll try. And he goes, oh my God. And this is probably my favorite scene in the whole thing. He walks up to him and he hands him this bucket of stars. Wynn walks up to Time and he hands him this bucket of stars and he goes, I like you. And he's being very serious about it. Like, he's almost like zoned out. And he's like, and you can tell he's like second guessing, but then he's like, oh God, I've committed to this. Like, it's already coming out of my mouth. I can't stop now. And like, it's funny because it's just so cute in high school, but also like, I understand this feeling. But so like, he's like, I like you. I've always liked you. I'm wondering if you'll be my boyfriend. And then I literally look at him and I'm like, run away. And he like, I'm watching the show and I go, now run away. And he runs away. And it's so cute. And I was like,
so cute.
What's funny and nice about this like high school experience is that like we've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
And not only do I remember this in high school, but like recently we did an interview with people that like I'm legitimately like I'm a fan of everyone that we talk to, but like these are people that I like have a tattoo for. Like, I love these people. Never met them before. And in the middle of the interview, I start telling them a story. And you can see me, if you watch this interview back, and I noticed it when I was editing it, you see me, like, regret that it's coming out of my mouth. But at that point, I've committed to it.
Yeah, you got to do it.
I'm, like, halfway through this story. I have to finish the story. I can't be like, wait, never mind. Like, and so I've committed to it. And you can see my brain processing. And it's, like, it's almost shot for shot the way this sweet boy's face looks.
It's so cute.
And so it just hit home for me because this was so recent where I was like, I'm an adult and I still feel this feeling.
Yeah.
Because if I could have dropped the mic and run away, I would have. Like, if I could have run away after that, that's why, like, immediately when I'm watching the show, I'm like, run away, now run away.
Yeah,
because, like, I feel that. Oh, my God. And
I know.
it's so
it's
cute.
so smart of Wynn to have written him a little note because he knew that, like, he couldn't say the words he wanted to say in the moment. So he's like, let me write him a note. Let me give him the stars. And then we will continue on.
Yeah. God. And then at the end, they meet at the pier. And he's like, there's another really cute scene when they're on the pier. They're having this whole conversation where Wynn starts to say something. He's like, Leo, and then he's gonna like talk. He's gonna say something, and Time interrupts him. He's like, how long have you liked me? And so it kind of like, and you see Wynn get kind of like flustered, and he's like, song, and so he's like 2, and
so cute.
It's really cute because Time is like 2 days. He's like song 1, and he's like no, and then he's like 2 weeks. Yeah. And he's like, no. And then he's like, 2 months, song dum, no. And he's like, and then finally, like, Wynn is like, song B,
he's
2
like,
years.
I've liked you since the moment I met you.
Oh, God, it's so cute. And that's when Time explains, he's like, it doesn't, and it's so cute because he says, it doesn't matter to me that you can't play music or you can't play sports. He's like, I just want someone that's sincere, and I can tell you're so sincere. And then they kiss, and it's really, but like, it's very chaste.
And it's so good cute. Because he's like, you have to be with me forever. Will you be with me forever?
It's so high school.
It's so dramatic. It's so dramatic in the most like grounded way possible, I think, which is like the sweetest part of it because like, yeah, it's so high school where it's like, this is the biggest thing they're dealing with in this moment where he's like, I like a boy. This boy likes another boy who's also my best friend. And like, how can we resolve this? And I think Time as a character does a really great job of being able to manage the fact that he likes a boy who's also best friends with a boy that likes him. And he's like it is so high school where like so suddenly you're like, oh, never mind, I like this boy now, I'll be with this boy. Like
it's so cute. It's really cute. And so thus brings us to the end. And my only beef with this show. This is my only beef with this series. Like, it's so cute. I loved every minute of it. It was so sweet. It was like, oh, God, sugar-coated sugar. But, like...
Oh, my God, it's been so long since we've had sugar.
Honestly, it was sugar-coated sugar, but, like, on Candy Mountain. It truly was like eating cotton candy glazed in strawberries, sitting atop a mountain of gummy bears. Like, that is what it felt like watching this show.
With rainbow sprinkles coming down from the sky.
Rainbow sprinkles and cotton candy clouds and puppies and kittens frolicking around you with bunnies. Like, that is what it felt like watching this show. Yeah. And then you get to the post-credit scene. And Hunter and Wynn are walking down the pier. And Hunter's like, oh, by the way, and clearly we've had a time jump. And he's like, oh, by the way, are you and Time still in a relationship?
Which makes me think, I wonder if Hunter and Wynn took a step back from their friendship.
No, I think they're just high. Like, no.
He just
Thai people don't talk to each other. That's the thing that we've learned is like, and we've asked our Thai friends and they're like, yeah, they don't.
You just don't talk.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have no idea. I mean,
you have no idea about people's like romantic relationships.
This is why in BL, it's not surprising that like friends don't know friends' siblings.
Right. Yeah. Half the time people do. Bam Bam doesn't even know his siblings' real names. Okay. This is the level of communication, like interpersonal communication that happens.
It's true. It's true.
In like Thai culture.
So he asked.
Especially because you find out like in the beginning, they're not even in the same class. They're in like different classes.
Next class, yeah.
And like, especially in high school, that's like, you're a world apart. Yeah. So I don't think they took a step back from their friendship. Okay. Like, no, that's a little higher level. You're assuming like an adult relationship or like a college relationship. I feel like
they're just
high
have different
schoolers
classes
that aren't in the same class. Yeah, like I remember being in high school and like having friends that like the sophomore year or whatever, we didn't have classes together, and you never saw each other. You didn't know what was going on with each other. At least in my high school experience,
you will see people at the lockers or at lunch.
Yeah, potentially if you have the same lunch period or if you're in the same like after school activity, but like you don't really. Yeah.
So they're walking on this bridge.
They're walking on this bridge, and he's like, "Oh, are you guys still dating?" And he's like, and Hunter is like, "Because I like time." My beef is not that he likes time, actually, because like whatever, we're in high school. Like, of course you like this cute boy.
Yeah.
My beef is that the story would have been so much better if instead of him saying "job time," if he said like "good job, Mung." If he was like, "I like you." God, that would have made this story so much better.
I had hoped.
Honestly, if I was shipping any characters in this series, I don't, because they're sweet, precious angel babies. I think that Hunter and Win are a better, better dynamic.
I would love to see another couple of episodes of this.
Yeah, I wanted more.
See how they figure this out.
I wanted so much more.
I think it would be fun to do like a time jump and see them like in the summer before college, because I feel like that's always like a big trope in media, is like the summer before college.
I mean, that's very I Told Sunset About You. Yeah. Very It's A.
Yeah. It would be so good.
The production quality on this truly is astounding.
Yeah.
This is so beautifully made, so well made. The pacing is good. The dialogue is excellent. I'm honestly so impressed.
I love the little whimsical star coming out of the jar, like a la Heartstopper.
It's very Heartstopper.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
Oh,
this show's so, oh my God, like, oh my God, Ota Wanjia.
It really is.
Oh my God.
Mind Trio has a couple of different series that they've kind of ventured into this space, and it is always so interesting to see, because we talked about this too, where you have like the big names, right? Like you have GMMTV and you have Star Hunter and you have Wabi Sabi and you have like Dumundi, like all these people trying to do big things. And even like a Dumundi started as like a YouTube channel,
right?
And they like eventually got into, and I did see where early days of this series, because Mind Trio started in 2019, where they did put, I think, their first series on Line TV. Shout out Line TV.
R.I.P. pouring out for the lost homies.
And so a lot of the big production companies, or some of them, did start small with like web series, like The Moment I Need You and The Moment Sends. Like, my God, shout out Star Hunter. Those were fantastic.
Yeah, The Moment I Need You and The Moment Sends I think my favorite Star Hunter productions.
Yeah, like don't sleep on the web dramas, because there are some gems out there. And if you put enough power to these web dramas, a lot of times they will then continue on and do bigger things. And you see, but yeah, the production, the storytelling, so masterful.
It was so good.
Would you rewatch this?
Yes,
for sure.
Yes. Also, I would. This probably tops my list for a first timer.
Yeah,
because it's short. They're only committing to two 30-minute episodes, and really they're less than 30 minutes with like the intro and everything. So really, it's like 24 minutes total. They're short. God, it's so sweet. Yeah. It's well acted. There's not too much cultural stuff, but it's enough that like it's you kind Thailand. Of ease into the Thai world. It gives you all of the Thai tropes with like the pink milk and the stars and the like the uniforms and the uniforms, right? Like there's like it eases you into the Thai world. Please try again. No, not you.
Siri
not
has
you.
something to say about it. It reminded me of The Best Story a little bit. About like
less dramatic.
Yeah, for sure. But like high schoolers in just like a simple high school life.
Yeah,
but
except in The Best Story, it wasn't a simple high school life. It was
very
there was
dramatic.
A lot happening there. But yeah, I think so originally, if I was making a list of like my top BLs for a first timer, ooh, that should be an episode.
with no context. Because
no context.
That's what we always talk about. And when we talk to other fans too, they're like, well, it really depends on the person. You gotta, but there has to be a list.
But if I don't know the person, if somebody's just like, oh, you like BLs, that's cool. Tell me something I can get into. But I don't know them very well or like whatever reason.
There has to be a list.
There's like kind of like this go-to starter pack, right? Like BL starter pack.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Originally, the top of my list probably would have been Bad Buddy. This knocks that out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, this would be my first pick for a first timer.
Especially because you don't want to give someone like a huge time commitment.
That's what I'm saying.
If they like don't. But like high school is really important to BL. Like
and
there is something
also,
to be said.
I feel like this leaves you wanting more. And I think that's key for first timers is like make them want to keep watching these kinds of stories.
And we were also talking about how like these boys are like GMMTV level like actor quality, like looks, talent, all the things.
The acting is really good. It's very natural. The production quality is high. Yeah, this tops my list for a first timer for sure.
I looked up the three of these boys. Only one of them is also one of the boy that plays Hunter is going to be in that Born to Be Y series.
And he's the youngest of the boys,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
He's also in another series that's coming out, but the other two are pretty unknown. So I can't wait to see if we see them more in the next.
These sweet little angel babies. Oh my God.
Oh, it's fantastic. This has been Let's Talk BL. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow all things Let's Talk BL at Let's Talk BL.